Conservatives have a massive majority in Mississippi's state legislature. So, are they actually going to deliver conservative policy? Or are we going to see the implementation of a soft left, progressive but a little slower agenda that expands the size of government? Now, there are a number of truly excellent bills on education reform that now sit in front of the state legislature. We find out over the next few days if our lawmakers are actually going to make any of these bills into law. For years, any bills that looked as though they might deliver meaningful education freedom were quietly killed off in committee. Will do-nothing inertia prevail again? This time, there may just be enough momentum to see change prevail. First of all, 60 of Mississippi's top business leaders have just come out in support of what's known as the Mississippi Student Freedom Act. They signed a letter calling for change similar to what Arkansas has already introduced. Now, if business leaders say we need change, you'd hope that lawmakers might actually listen. Secondly, Mississippi is now surrounded by states embracing education reform. Arkansas, just across the river, has already passed a version of what Mississippi calls HB 1449, a bill before the state legislature to deliver ESAs, Education Freedom Accounts. Governor Bill Lee in Tennessee has championed an almost identical system of education freedom accounts. Alabama and Louisiana are poised to follow. I'm just not sure that school choice can be killed off quietly anymore. Just look at the fate of anti-school choice Republicans in Texas and Tennessee. They've certainly had their comeuppance. Perhaps the most compelling case for change, however, comes from the facts. The system we have today in Mississippi just isn't that good at turning education tax dollars into excellent education for every child. A report from the Reason Foundation shows that per-student spending is at a record high in Mississippi. Between 2002 and 2020, the amount spent per student in this state rose from $8,800 to $10,700. That is in real terms, inflation adjusted. That's an increase of over a fifth at a time when the number of students actually fell by 5%. More money, fewer students. Surely you would think that would mean more money in the classroom. Not at all. While the number of teachers rose over that 20-year period by a mere 1%, there was a 5 times faster increase in school administrators. Worse, teacher pay actually fell over that time. Last week, the big news from Mississippi's Republican-controlled House was that they passed Medicaid expansion. Let's hope that the House actually supports conservative education policies over the coming week.